You.
Guys!
And hi guys! Jake and Marissa back again for more live reactions to Power Rangers Super Ninja Steel.
And my Zachary.
You turned off the phone last time.
I did, but I forgot to.
It did nothing to do with this.
Look,
for like half a second, I was going to just like throw the phone across the apartment. I'm like, no, that's not gonna work.
Red battery.
Okay.
I can't think right now.
What are you doing now?
Hey, Dyron. Yeah.
So hey, people coming into the chat. People are filtering in. Just got started. I still can't believe that alarm went off. So, all right. So, what? No, stay there.
Your head is halfway down the screen.
Except when I lean forward, which I'm going to be doing throughout the episode. We've established this like twice before.
I hate how I have to lean forward to not be in the background. No, you're not late, Daniel.
You sit differently than me. Unfortunately, it doesn't.
I sit. I don't perch on the edge of.
Longer legs than you do.
Yeah, but you're also like. This.
I'm leaning forward because I'm leaning in.
Yeah, you're leaning in.
I'm interested in what's going on with the television.
What's going on with the television right now is it's paused.
But I'm going to be more interested once it starts. That's going to happen. I don't want to lose the top of my head. I'm sorry.
You could try sitting back with me.
No, we're not having this discussion. Oh. Not losing the top of my head whenever I want to lean into the episode. Are we getting any lag on here?
Yeah, no? Clearly. Okay.
Apparently people are having a little bit of trouble.
They're all going lag.
That's major lag, apparently. That's strange. I've already posted to Twitter and Facebook so I can close those.
You're not uploading anything on
No.
Okay.
And that would be announcing if I was uploading anything. But yes, nothing
hang on.
New going on by way of news. I
actually had the live stream open, so I've closed that. We'll see if that helps at all.
All right. There we go. Okay.
Did that help at all, guys?
All right. I don't know if that fixed some of the lag. All right. So as far as Power Rangers news this week, I don't think there's any new major revelations that are coming to mind at this moment. We kind of had a whole long stream. Oh wait, no, there was there were those casting announcements. There were more casting announcements regarding the cast of Beast Morphers, specifically the supporting cast. We don't know too many details about the roles they'll be playing yet. The actors' names and roles have been going around. But yeah, it looks like we likely have pieces of both our villains and our comic relief. We're continuing to have a very nicely diverse cast for Beast Morphers next year. And we do finally have some names released for our Rangers, which we didn't have originally. I believe the Red Ranger's name is going to be Devin. The Blue Ranger will be Ravi. And the Yellow Ranger, which I find which is hilarious, specifically because my actress, when for the Yellow Ranger in Grid Defense, when I was adapting Tokumei Sentai Go Busters, the actress's name was Zoe. So the fact that the character's name is going to be Zoe is going to be endlessly amusing for me for all of the next year or two. They are two different spellings for Zoe, but even so, it's still really, really funny. It's one of those things that makes me wonder if somehow if that was an unintentional thing with the writers. Maybe they made that name somewhere and it just stuck in their heads on a subconscious level, because that'd be really funny. So have you been seeing any questions from our people?
No, just why are dogs not allowed at school?
Why are dogs not allowed at school? What school? Whose school? What?
That's what I'm saying. It's not a relevant question.
Oh, okay. All right. But yeah, I see we have people filtering in fast, so that's doing good. We're doing the live stream again, just as before. We're starting to get into more of a regular routine with the 7 o'clock time seeming to work pretty well for people. We haven't received any complaints. What?
The pillow.
Pillow?
Not that one.
This pillow?
Yeah.
There you go. Oops.
I'll just keep dropping my laptop all over the place.
Okay, there you go.
I'm trying to scooch myself forward without...
Yeah, I know.
Now I have 2 pillows behind my back.
Okay, there you go. That should work pretty well for you. So yeah, this is off to a great start. We're just bumbling all over the place right now. That's
the charm of a live stream.
That is the charm of a live stream, and we
can't edit this stuff out. They get to see us as we are.
Yeah, and we do always like to give a little bit of time at the beginning for people to filter in for the stream itself. We've got a decent number of people in so far. I think more than when we started last week, so that's already a good sign.
Okay, that's cool.
And also we've been hearing people say that they do like having both available, specifically because the official version after I edit it has better sound.
Fair enough.
So that's a plus.
What chat? The one you're in, Jeremy?
Yeah, you guys are the chat. I don't know if you realize you're the chat. If you're chatting,
you're the chat.
In a window, you're part of the chat. Hi, chat.
This chat plays back in real time to anyone who's watching this video.
This is our chat, not to be confused.
Not this video.
Not to be confused with Mike Chat, who was the actor who portrayed the Blue Ranger Chad in Power Rangers Lightspeed Rescue. That's Mike Chat. It's a very different chat.
Okay.
It's short for Michael Chatteranabut. So it's much easier to just say
Mike Chat.
Yeah. All right. Hey, my former student again. I don't know which one it is, but apparently he's the ghost of Karl Marx. Bonjour, the French is happy to see you. I wonder if that's... Okay, so it looks like we have a French fan in here, or possibly French-Canadian, because I did have some French-Canadian students as well.
I'm pretty sure they're French. Otherwise, they would have said the Canadian is happy to see you.
This is a good point. Or the Quebecois, however it's pronounced. I don't speak French.
I don't speak French either.
I had many students who did, and I did not know what they were saying about me when they were speaking in French.
I couldn't understand them either, which was a little disturbing to me because I can usually understand Romance languages. I speak Spanish. I can understand Italian and Portuguese, but apparently I cannot understand French.
All right. So, it looks like I'd say we're pretty good to go with our chats. All right. So you guys ready for this? We got the remote out.
We didn't tell them what the plan is. All right.
Didn't tell them,
guys. Hold your questions till after the episode.
Yeah.
Make comments all you want, but hold your questions till the end of the episode because we're not going to stop to answer them while we're watching.
And I love that you directed that specifically to that
camera when you guys are down here.
Yeah, I know your brain.
Someday we'll get this all on one camera.
Reason. We'll figure it out. And so we'll find like a cable or something that makes that work. Maybe even get like my actual mic that I use for power reviews.
High five with the loudmouth Italians, Danielle.
There we go.
I'm Hispanic on my father's side.
All right, so get your remote controls ready. Tune that dial to episode 14 of Power Rangers Super Ninja Steel Sheriff Skyfire. Earth's greatest ninja. He sacrificed himself, but then he got better. But that part's not important.
He turned me into a newt.
I got better. Like, I just they never mention that he came back.
He came back.
Anyone watching the show would think he's like dead. Power Rangers Super Ninja Steel. So hopefully that helped cue you guys up well.
You know, I bet if we propped this up, it wouldn't be as weird.
Yeah.
To go this.
Yeah. I know. Well, we can play with positioning. Lamo. Okay. That seems like a terrible way to live.
Yeah.
That sounds like a nightmare version of a life.
Does it hurt when you explode? Okay,
what?
He can pull parts of himself off and throw them at people to explode.
And they don't seem to actually
disappear from him.
Yeah, he just generates bombs from everywhere.
So is it really parts of you that are explosive?
What? Space police? This is Space Citizen?
Why is GW on the...
What? Oh.
Why is there Galaxy Warriors on the warrant?
This is... Okay, sure, why not?
I only watch cooking shows.
That's a good response.
Are you kidding me?
No. This is absurd. Is this the first criminal that we've encountered? Oh no. This is so ridiculous.
Is this a Gavin crossover or no?
Not Gavin. Gavin is different. This is, however, a different Toku hero.
Okay.
Oddly enough, not one of the Sheriff Metal heroes. It's not.
That's what I meant when I said Gavin. Like,
yeah.
Is it part of that universe? But no, it's not part of that universe. That's weird.
Go! Go! Power Rangers, Ninja Steel!
Fighting
evil with all our might, together Ninja Steel!
Never
Give up without a fight, together Ninja Steel! Power Rangers, fear no danger! Go, go, Power Rangers! Go, go, Power Rangers! Go! Setting out for what is right, together Ninja Spin!
Stand up all day and night, together Ninja Steel!
Rangers, fear no danger! Go, go, Power Rangers! Go, go, Power Rangers! Go, Ninja Steel! Go, go, Power Rangers, Ninja Steel! Go, go, Power Rangers! Go, go, Power Rangers! Go, Ninja Steel!
So this is
Jiraiya was the original.
Oh, he was a standalone.
Character.
He wasn't part of any.
Yeah, he wasn't part of the Space Sheriff franchise. Which
he wasn't
I
part of any
ironic.
franchise, apparently.
Yeah. Okay, so now all of a sudden there's a security guard here. Okay. What? Security guards have the power to do that. What? Do you guys not know how security guards work?
Can we become confident?
What? What? Are you new at this school?
He must be. That's why we've never seen him before.
No, there's plenty of reasons that they just... I don't think he's actually new. I think that nobody has ever noticed him before things work.
But if he wasn't new, then he would know better than to give those to them.
You would think that, but who knows?
He's gonna confiscate that banana.
No. Why are you... Why... No. 5. No banana. That's not...
That's not it.
This is ridiculous.
Technically a metal hero, as he is Toei made.
Right.
Oh, Yoshi got to cameo in that episode of Ninja.
Yeah. Which is pretty fun. He was actually in Japan for that cameo.
So like,
are you really going to say no dogs?
Yeah,
You're going to say no dogs, aren't you? Are you?
Everybody loves Cody. He's been here like a dozen times. Well, it's a dozen write-ups.
Then where have you been this whole time?
Like I said, he's new.
Like, are you going to address that? Are you going to address why this dog has been at this school so many times without anyone having a problem with that? This is very... What?
This bin is for trash only. Your can is recyclable.
He's new.
He must be. Please acknowledge that he's new. Please
Yeah, where did he
acknowledge that
come
he's
from all of
new.
a sudden, and why is he enforcing the rules so very strictly?
I feel like they're not going to acknowledge that he's new. They're just going to roll with that because that's how the school works. I mean,
But he has to be new.
he's
Otherwise,
probably new.
they would have been on the lookout for the, like, overzealous security guy in the past.
Yeah.
The picture she showed you had them all morphed.
Yeah. How do you know who they are? Okay. Did she have another picture? No,
Not that we saw.
He just teleported straight down, didn't he?
Yes.
That's not making sense. Okay. I'm still digging this music. Still digging this morph music. It's like a cross
This
between
is why
Mighty
someone
Morphin
was
and Mega
asking
Man.
why dogs aren't allowed in school.
Oh, okay.
We haven't seen the episode yet.
Like I could see it. I could see dogs not being allowed in school, but I gotta wonder why she's had that dog in school so many times then.
And I would also wonder why a security guard who is trying to enforce no dogs in school wouldn't give a person who's the first time he's ever seen the dog in school the instruction, take your dog out of the school before you get written up, rather than immediately writing her up. Because usually that's how that kind of thing rolls.
There's just a lot of weird logic aspects to the security guard.
I mean, obviously with the skateboarder, he said, how many times do I have to tell you? So that's why he confiscated the skateboard. Because he must have told her
little old lady. They gotta save the little old lady who's falling over. Okay.
But I highly doubt he's ever told her that her dog's not allowed in school before.
I'm sorry I put you in harm's way. You need to be more careful. We will. You can count on that, ma'am.
This is...
You're a real good guy, Sheriff? Yes. And Madam Odious told me you stole her prism.
Her prism? It never belonged to her. It was ours, and we took it back. She just wants to use it for evil.
For evil? Pure evil. No, we're trying to protect our planet. We're just trying dozens of odious monsters to keep us safe. That wicked witch lied to me.
Wait, so what you're actually guilty of is murder.
Well, maybe space, whatever, recognizes the sovereignty of a planet and saying, you know, I guess there's like a planetary castle doctrine.
I guess so.
If you send down your monster to their planet, they're within their rights to destroy it.
Stand your globe.
Stand your globe. Or stand your planet.
I guess.
Stand your celestial object. Does it count for moons?
He is lost.
Moon is still globish.
You don't have to ask me twice.
I want the Rangers and Skyfire blown to smithereens by sundown.
Okay, sure.
Surprise.
We're going to find out even more about the dog. Oh, boy. Also, apparently someone just said, no, he's not new.
We'll see. I'll take it as it comes. What? What? Why do you...
So apparently she cares to not blow up other civilians suddenly?
I don't
Or
understand.
she wants the Rangers to get in trouble for the explosion.
I don't understand any of the rationale. Why would the Rangers be there at 3 o'clock? Do they...
Okay, 3 o'clock is probably when school lets out, so everybody else leaves and they hang around with Mick.
I guess.
I mean, that's not too unusual. That is around the right time.
Like, I have so many questions regarding how they have not yet, like, addressed so many things.
Daniel, this is from the series that had high schoolers learn what bleeping question marks are.
That is true. Back in Mighty Morphin, question marks. What are they for? It could have been It could have been their philosophy class. It should have been. That could have been a deep philosophical question on the part of Ms. Appleby. Just like show and tell. Show and tell us what's in here.
Did she do that?
They had show and tell.
Show and tell us what's in here.
No, I'm just extrapolating on how it could be a philosophy course.
2:57 is when high school get out. 3:57 is elementary. That really depends on your district.
Yeah.
It's an individual school district thing, or with private schools, an individual school to school thing.
Like 3 o'clock is sort of the classic. That's when school gets out for TV.
Yeah.
Like
But school can get out really anytime between 2 and 4.
Generally, yeah.
Generally. But so 3 o'clock seems reasonable if that's what this school's thing is.
Like 2:15. Like I was teaching classes that ended at 2:15. I was observing at a school where class got out at 2:40 or whatever.
They changed actually while I was in middle school.
Yeah.
At our school, they rearranged it because it used to be that elementary school kids got out first.
Yeah.
But then they decided to switch it so the high school was earliest.
So
the high schoolers would be there to pick up their younger siblings from the bus.
Oh, that's why. I was wondering about that because it actually, like, from certain standpoints,
it makes more sense to let the teenagers sleep in for their biological needs.
Yeah.
However, the convenience factor of having the teenager home to pick up the younger siblings from the bus stop is why so many schools put the high schoolers out first.
So so I get it. So
it's a babysitting thing.
So no, I understand. We're sacrificing health due to the lack of free childcare, which is really very American way of going about things. It's perfect.
Yes.
Oh, America. We're fun and silly.
Now, that's not the case in all districts, but that was what they said, when they changed it on us, was that they wanted the older kids home first.
That does make a certain degree of sense. Also, it does leave more time in the afternoon for students to engage in clubs, which is a bit more of an activity for high schoolers than I think it is for...
What's funny is that clubs were before school at my high school.
Yeah?
Yep, except for drama club.
Interesting.
Musical theater was after school, and other drama clubs and sports, like your sports team would be after school, but like art club, literature club, all those clubs before school. So you could have a club and a sport, but you couldn't have a sport and drama club.
I would be fine with that because I did not care about
drama
sports.
Club.
Yeah.
Although they did make it work one year when the school director drafted the entire lacrosse team into a
interesting and
production of Bleep Yankees.
What? Where did you guys get scooters and uniforms? What are you? I feel like none of this is how any of this works.
That's mine. Uh-oh. You shouldn't have complained. Now we'll have to confiscate that cool shirt too.
Everything about this is not.
I think they've forgotten the part about confiscation.
Hey, sorry, but blue food is now banned at Summer Cove High.
What? No way.
I mean, this is exactly how they should. This is exactly how Victor and Monty would behave given any modicum of power. So I'm totally find this acceptable.
Yeah, but I'm just predicting
standpoint.
how they're going to get in trouble later is the fact that everything they confiscate is probably supposed to be put somewhere specific.
There's
and
probably a
whole
host of things wrong.
Like the front desk. We hired him a while ago, she said. So he's not new.
Yeah, I guess I have.
See, here's the weird thing is that if I was that principal or anyone was a reasonable school administrator who suddenly noticed...
Sorry, I'm a bit late.
Why is he?
Wait, you already sorted it. That's not your job.
No, it's not, but someone's got to do it. Look how much recycling these kids put in the trash.
Did you just?
Like this thing.
I think you just.
It's made of metal, which means it's recyclable.
Okay.
They're punishment for me.
They couldn't wait. The recycling place closes in an hour.
Closes? I didn't know that.
You don't need to know everything. You just need to follow the few simple rules. It's really easy to do.
But it's still very strange.
But if a student who's never had that many write-ups before suddenly starts hash them, you find out what's going on. You be like, is something going on at home? Are you okay?
Which is exactly why. Right after I drop off these bins.
Wow, they really don't.
Are you calling my hair a toupee?
No, they're referring to Principal Kaplan from Mighty Morphin.
Did you hear that?
Yeah, Clint's quitting.
I can't believe he's so
Weird.
upset that I broke a couple of rules.
It's not just
What?
you, Haley.
What?
Lots of people break rules without thinking. It makes it much more difficult for me and Clint to help you.
Okay.
Yeah, actually, last week, Clint caught me driving my truck on the grass.
Wait.
I go with the sprinklers.
So,
Yeah.
He's not new.
For anyone hoverboard without a helmet.
so why has Cody never been an issue before?
We just complain.
Okay,
What I did today.
this
Put
is
yourself in his shoes, and maybe you can begin to understand why he's tired of working here.
very strange.
I'll try to find Clint and see if I can stop him from quitting.
Okay,
Now to get back on my case and bring Blammo here to justice.
Dude!
He's the ugliest monster I've ever seen.
If a high school security guard can't handle teenagers being teenagers, then he should quit and go work somewhere else.
Yeah.
We've got to stop.
All right, Ginger, yes, they may
yeah.
delegate it, but the point is that they should have stick to the school psychologist on her or something.
Oh, Blaze Star for some reason. Okay, sure. Because tigers can fly.
And the only reason I say that a student like is because, as far as we can see, she has interacted with her before and has been like, oh yes, you're a great student, we love you, you're a wonderful student. And usually if the administration
He's
has
like, it's a
favorite
power
students, they'll sort of be
Yes,
like,
yes, it is a Power Ranger.
what's going on when my favorite student is suddenly misbehaving?
Whoa, that's the most. That's the most ninja star
Yeah, so
cycles
are we,
that we've ever
Zachary.
seen.
The item we're looking for might be an explosive planted by monsters.
It could be the bomb-shaped item with that looks like a bomb. Then you should do something about that.
Well, maybe now he'll feel like he was a hero for saving the kids
And
by
actually-
taking the bomb out of the school and he won't quit?
Actually, wait. He said it's about to explode. That thing said 12 minutes.
You know what? When it comes to a bomb, 12 minutes isn't actually that long.
Well, yeah, except when you're a
Except for
Power
Power
Ranger
Rangers.
and you can just like
All
launch
right,
things
all
into
right.
space.
Lag. Yeah, no. I mean, obviously, a lot of times it wouldn't necessarily be the principal, but a lot of what I was... In this case,
Yeah.
I would think it would be because that principal has been over-involved with these particular students in the past.
Yeah. I just
Like, if some kid that the principal's never heard of before suddenly gets in a lot of trouble, a lot of the times they don't do anything because they're not, they don't see it. They don't notice. They've got all these students there favoring some people like they have been favoring her.
yeah.
Like, she was running for the student council and all that business, and
I guess,
she
yeah.
has a high profile at the school.
Yeah, but also the principal has come down on her for cheating in tennis by being invisible.
That is a good point.
So it's not character for her to come down on Haley.
Are you kidding me?
It's just the thing that's strange is that
Jacob,
it's
the rabbits are shredders.
okay. The thing that's strange is just that why would Haley not know that Cody's not allowed at school?
Yeah, I mean, I
There's-
could see her making the mistake of putting the can in the wrong canister.
Yeah.
I mean, people, especially when they're upset, which she was, will mix up their garbage bins. It
that's-
happens sometimes.
Yeah, that's fine.
So that is not unbelievable to me that she would make that mistake. But if she'd been told not to bring the dog to school, I don't think she would make that mistake.
Yeah.
And do it again.
Like she pointed out, she brought the dog there literally dozens of times.
And mentioned it before.
And also, like, supposedly this guy's been here and just nobody noticed him until today when he's deciding to quit.
Maybe
Except
because
all of a sudden now they remember.
I
There's
was gonna
weird
say,
stuff
maybe
going
he
on. there.
decided to go on like a rules like SmackDown spree as part of his quitting thing.
I guess.
Like how sometimes people just get a little bit wacky on their last day.
Very strange. Oh yeah, I believe that Blammo is made out of 7 weights. But yeah, and then there's a beam makes the nearest person you piggyback on you, and you're stuck with them until he's taken down. I feel like that was okay. So apparently that's what Blammo was in the original version. That reminds me of those weird like Zetai suit wearing piggybacking fake children from that Shinkanger episode.
Those are seconds.
Oh, okay. It is 10 seconds left. Do something with it. What?
She made a big hole.
Okay.
Chuck it in the hole.
I'm still not entirely sure why they were so convinced that the bomb was going to destroy the Rangers specifically and no one else.
Because they expected only the Rangers to be in the junkyard at that time. That's why it was 3 o'clock specifically.
Okay.
They're pumping him up. It's like, you're a hero, security guard, and that should make
For
him,
sorting the recyclables.
that should make him want to stay at the school,
This is true.
hopefully. We have a class to pick up recycling in high
Wait.
school. That's a good thing.
So, when you arrested him earlier, did you just, like, leave him when you found out there was... Is that what just... That is what happened, isn't it?
I think so, actually.
You're really bad at your job, Skyfire. Just saying.
Yeah. I don't... Yeah.
I'm not surprised Victor and Monty were abusing their positions. That's exactly how they would behave. It makes perfect
Yeah,
sense. with
Ginger,
their
I'm
characters.
with you on that, because I was under the impression of that as well.
Of which thing?
That the Rangers, like, the
That they train
junkyard
back
is where
there?
they go to train.
Yeah, but
It's directly out the back of the fan for their...
yeah, I know. But even so, it's like if you
Really?
can their whereabouts that well, how do you still not know where their base is?
I guess the fan is just that deceiving.
I don't know.
Hey, Batman! Batman's here. Batman.
Nice. Also, it is very strange that he just has human fingers.
Is he
Like,
not supposed to be human?
I have no idea, but it's just
I think that
every
he has bare fingers.
everything else is covered except for his fingers.
Well, maybe he needs his grip for his sword techniques.
I guess
He
so.
sounds like Redbot. The security guy sounds like Redbot?
Maybe a little. Wait, we haven't seen Redbot this episode. Maybe they're the same person.
Well, they might be suggesting that it's Redbot's voice.
That would be pretty funny.
I mean, it wouldn't be the first time that a television show gave a small role to someone who only does voice just to get their
Right.
face on the screen now and then.
Why don't
Go police brutality.
why don't okay. Sure. Justice strike.
Now, I would kind of expect this guy to blow up when he dies.
Yeah, a lot.
I'll be very disappointed if he doesn't.
Like that makes the most sense.
Jacob, weren't we in this empathy weeks ago on Lupin Ranger?
More than 2 weeks ago. That's where they had their secondary auction, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a popular amphitheater that's been used as a set for a number of seasons. Whee!
Right. I forget what it was called, where not Poisandra did her singing.
Oh, that was in Kyryuger.
Kyryuger. Yeah.
There was
That's why I was
there
like,
was an
not
episode.
Poisandra.
Right.
Wee. Concert or something.
Yeah. Here we go. Ninja Blaze.
We're gonna remove that.
Something inappropriate. All right. Yeah, we're
It's
not
a funny
ready
pun,
for
but a cheap pun.
okay. All right.
Or Y7? No, we're
Yeah.
PG-13.
No, we're
Y7?
I aim for Y7.
It's definitely not a Y7 pun.
I aim for PG.
PG. Just regular
PG/Y7 for our stuff.
Sorry about that.
I'd say PG more 7 just because of we do reference things that would go over the heads
of 7-year-olds.
Of children. Oh, time for that Gatling flying ninja attack. I'm really amused that when they get launched out of the Megazords, they're no longer wearing the armor that they were wearing inside the Megazord.
Kyria is human.
Okay.
He's a non-Earthling human.
Fair enough.
Andros.
Cool.
Sure did, Rangers.
Sheriff, what's the plan now?
Well, I need to report back to my command for my next assignment.
Okay.
You can see his mouth.
Yeah, he's got a mouth behind the little
It's
face
like
cover thing.
white. It's white fabric. It's not white solid. I thought it was plastic.
Farewell, Power Rangers.
Space jump.
Yeah, but
Sure.
we still gotta help Clint.
Do
I
you?
know how we can get him to stick around.
I would
Why?
be very happy, Batman, if they did.
Do you really need to help Clint? What?
To ask him to not get
Okay.
quit, apparently.
Okay.
Before you decide to resign,
Oh, did they invent a thing?
It goes. "Whoop."
Where'd you do that? You know that's recyclable.
This item is recyclable.
thank you for the reminder.
This
I'll
is
just pop it in the correct bin.
ridiculous.
For saving the planet.
My friend
Okay.
and I rigged it up so that nobody will mess up the recycling again.
Unless they really mean to.
Well, it does launch it right back out. That's next level.
I'm sorry for the way I
Now, does it prevent garbage from going in the recycling? That was the question.
It's really not
No, I hate that. Because
Because that's the
Yeah,
big-
how are you going to eject the garbage? Because recycling items are usually items that are discrete items. If somebody decides to like put their hamburger in the
The school won't be the same without you.
really, because we never noticed him before.
Yeah, I'll stay.
Fire failed his mission when Blammo
A lot of
exploded
this is very strange.
because he was supposed to arrest him.
Okay, so wait. Okay, so now they're dealing with Victor and Monty having stolen all the stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
everything that's confiscated is returned
Why
at
are
the end
there
of the
giant
day.
blueberries? Why are those blueberries so giant? How did you make those?
Relax. Calm down, okay? Calm down.
They took my banana.
And Michael.
You're not gonna.
You mean those blueberries?
Those aren't blueberries. I'm trying to develop new space food for astronauts.
What?
Well, I can't seem to get the formula right.
What?
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 Wrong with your formula? Well, every time someone tries to eat them, they
They turn into blueberries? That is a really
Violet, you're turning violet, Violet.
wow. That
Oompa loompa doopity doo. You just plagiarized.
what is this show?
I've got a nuzzle for you. Exactly, Zachary. It's Willy Wonka.
That was very strange.
Violet, you're turning violet, Violet. The Roald Dahl estate needs to sue.
Like
What's he doing?
that sounded like somebody speaking in a.
Willy Wonka level.
But yeah, for whatever reason, and it's just spiked up again these two episodes. They really tend to just give Victor and Monty their own different laws of physics from everybody else, and it's very strange.
But here's the thing, Jacob.
They
different laws of physics, but
had stopped for a while.
that student also said that every time someone tries to eat that happens, which means it happened to people who were not Victor and Monty as well.
Maybe it happened to Clint on the adventures.
It seems to me like Victor and Monty's physics might be a little contagious.
This was a bit of a weird episode just because it centered around somebody that all the characters knew, but he was treated like there was this weird sort of, he was treated like a new character, but he was treated like an old character at the same time.
Yeah, asked him on Violet Beauregard in the thing, she chewed on bubblegum that she wasn't supposed to.
Yeah, that turned
and
her
that exact same thing happened. She turned blue and then blew up like
inflated.
a inflated. That was an exact ripoff of the original Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
And
the
also,
Gene Wilder version. And the book.
And the book and the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. It happened in all versions.
It was a little bit different in the third version. In the
She just inflated
Johnny
more.
Depp version. Yeah.
That was the only difference. Because they used CG.
She didn't inflate like that. She inflated
bigger.
Much bigger.
Yeah, which is still absurd, but this
But like I swear that was the exact same like kind of inflate a suit.
There was a number of just sort of odd things going on here.
Violet was being greedy. Yes.
Like I don't know what works for Sheriff Skyfire. Like he seems to be really easily swayed into attacking people.
Well, as someone pointed out, he was supposed to arrest the monster, not kill him.
Except no, his work's done here now. I don't know what his job actually is to an extent.
It was some good gum review. It was some really good gum.
It was
like a 4-course meal in gum.
Like this is kind of the kind of episode that cuts to the core of something I discuss on Power Reviews a lot, which
always goes wrong with the dessert.
Which is context. Like
what context?
This was a very contextually strange episode because it introduced these elements that simultaneously feel like they should have been part of the world this whole time, but they definitely have not been. Clint, throughout all this, we've never encountered before, and he's writing people up for things that they have done regularly and he has no problem making Victor and Monty his deputies as if he'd never met them before. Yeah. So it's like, does everybody know him, or is he, or not?
To do with this, my only theory to do with this is he knew he was quitting, and he decided to wreck everything on his way out.
I guess
he was going to write up the good students for whatever he could find, give the bad students run of the school, and he was going to throw up his hands and go, "See what happens without me. Goodbye."
Like maybe, but that's definitely not how it was played.
That's the only way this works. I know it wasn't played that way, but that is the only way this works. And you don't want him to stay at the school because really, he's disgruntled. You don't need a disgruntled security officer to school. The thing of it is that when you're dealing with high school students, you kind of have to get used to the fact that they're going to put the recycling in the wrong place.
But it also paralleled with the context issues of Sheriff Skyfire. It's like, okay, space police are a thing in this universe.
Where have you been?
Are you saying that all the other Galaxy Warrior contestants
weren't criminals?
Or just Blammo is just the first criminal that he's actually gone after? Is he like
I suppose the moral of the story is we need Power Rangers because real law enforcement is terrible.
Like in there to arrest a specific guy, but then when he heard about another crime, he just abandoned that guy and went to attack the other people who he somehow, despite having not heard of before, knew their secret identities.
Because he only saw a picture of them in their spandex.
And then he teleported away. And there's just so many things in the premise of
it doesn't
these characters.
Yeah, they do. They've got
sense.
Power Ranger logic. If it's not human, just kill it.
Fine, but even so, it's just like he didn't do anything till Blammo came back later. In fact, come to think of it, he just totally forgot about Blammo.
Like he totally should have. Like he put Blammo in cuffs on stage. What did he do? Let him go?
Like he showed them the wanted.
The only thing,
which is the wanted poster,
which for some reason had Galaxy Warriors logo on the back of it.
Which is a show he hasn't heard of. because he
'Cause
only
he only
watches
watches
cooking
cooking
shows.
shows.
So, and I'm trying to think, how is there like a qualifier round on Galaxy where, or like, do they publicize who's going to be on Galaxy Warriors beforehand, and that's why that was the image that he was given to look for? And in that case, why, if they do publicize these guys, why is this the first time that
Jacob,
flagged as a criminal?
I've just had another horrible thought.
What is the jurisdiction of the space
Cosmo
sheriff?
is American, right?
He's an original character. Yes.
So that scene,
Yeah.
he showed
Yeah.
to Cosmo.
Yeah.
That means we made the thing
Yeah.
that's got the unnecessary logo in it.
Well, it's our logo. It's Galaxy Warriors doesn't exist in the Ninja.
Even worse.
Nothing. Galaxy Warriors is.
It's a prop from the Sentai as an excuse.
Oh no. I didn't even realize you thought it might be a prop from the Sentai.
That was my brain. My brain was like, it's probably just a prop carried over from the Sentai.
No. Galaxy Warriors is a totally American invention.
Skyfire cooking show live reactions.
Love to see a Skyfire cooking show. That sounds great.
No, I think there was going to be a live reaction of Skyfire watching cooking shows, which he does. He watches
Fair enough.
cooking shows.
Yeah, sure.
That would be great.
Yeah, let's.
The Batman want to go through the episode right now, but the Batman don't want to miss the stream.
Okay.
The Batman talks in third person.
Apparently.
Batman.
But yes, no, Skyfire. He should get himself a YouTube account.
Yeah,
Go for it.
watch cooking shows. Live stream.
Or I don't know, SpaceTube.
Galaxy Tube.
Apparently, his jurisdiction is space, as far as I can tell, considering he referred to Cosmo as Space Citizen.
Review. This is.
Yeah. Careful with the language in the chat.
Yeah. Sorry.
But yeah, no, Cosmo's body is based off of a Tokuger villain, but his head is original. And yeah, everything we've seen on the Galaxy Warrior stage, everything on that ship is original. That's an original
We can
set.
create a filter that'll just.
I don't know.
Like, I mean, the pun had to go, but that was okay without the one swear word in it.
Yeah, thank you. So yeah, that was weird.
That's okay. You can repeat it without the swear because it was valuable information.
Like I have.
Well, it was a cool observation.
I've spent so much of the last couple episodes just sort of analyzing their morals, and I was just too the conflicting context of these characters to actually even make sense of whether or not it was a good or bad moral.
Batman speaks like this in a lot of streams.
If
I'm not allowed to swear, neither are you.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. That was just there was a lot of weird there. But yeah, all the Rangers for help tracking down Blammo, who he had already tracked down and abandoned.
Okay, here's my only guess, all right? He tracked down Blammo, he arrested him, he put him in cuffs. Then, while he decided to go down to the planet, the Power Rangers.
With the Power Rangers, yeah.
He's like, do you guys have a room I can put this guy in? And then after he left, the people from the show let him out.
Yeah, but then he didn't go back.
What happened to the swear jar? It's still there this episode.
It's still it's right here. We got it. Yeah. I feel like I was so distracted by so many mechanics of this episode. I had trouble actually
I'd hold back the comment,
following elements of the story. Also, you were ranting a lot during dialogue.
Sorry.
So I couldn't actually hear
I was upset. It didn't make sense.
Yeah, but we also didn't get a chance to hear any explanations.
Fair enough. We should put the closed caption
on. Oh yeah, I keep reading that. That's the thing with cable.
We have closed caption cable.
But yeah, that was
Firefox just crashed. I lost the chat.
And then you got, and then it was a whole big thing about recycling versus trash, which I mean that's a good thing for the environment, and
Yeah.
it is important to follow the rules.
It is important
although,
to follow the rules.
Like,
It's very important to follow the rules.
it is very strange that these rules were not enforced previously. Like,
and again, if a security guard wants to quit working at a high school because the students don't follow the rules, he's in the wrong line of work.
I mean,
there are some things that you just know students in
he's
high
rights to leave.
He's within his rights to leave, but if that upsets him that much, he should leave. They shouldn't encourage him to stay. He should,
I think
he's not going to get job satisfaction. He may want to go do something else with his life that makes him happier.
I don't know what that would be, apart from... Actually, I don't know what makes him happy, apart from, I guess, getting recognition.
I don't know what makes him happy either, but clearly this job does not.
He was a strange character.
And if it's so bad that he wants to quit, then he needs to find a different line of work, because if
I do want to double check
upsets you on a personal level, then being rules enforcement is not a good career choice.
Yeah. I'm rewinding real quick to see if that was actually Redbot's actor. Let me see if I can spot it. Oh, no, wait. That's right, because Cable Box is
Why is that, Daniel?
What's that?
I'm going to let him explain himself.
That it was pro-police at the end?
To an extent, not at the end. So, I'd like to hear that elaborated on a little bit before I respond to that.
I keep getting so close to actually seeing the credits, and then... Oh, wait, can I...
Is it because we're not getting enough of that in media right now? Is it because there's...
It was Byron Cole.
Who's Byron Cole?
Redbot.
It is Redbot.
I believe that was Redbot.
So whoever said it sounded like Redbot,
yeah,
you're right.
So they are the same person. It was Redbot the whole time. Redbot apparently made a human suit and is now the security guard, and he's been there the whole time. And that would explain the change in personality, why we didn't see Redbot this episode. They pulled
when's the last time
they pulled a Five Nights thing on him.
Ah!
He scooped
the security guard and got inside him.
Yeah. Suddenly, so many things are making sense now.
Yes, but the thing of it is that if we
Redbot went mad with power.
Believe MatPat, the scooper doesn't work on regular humans, so he was another robot to start with.
Entirely possible. Security guards have been known to be weird robots when it comes to scooped. Kids' properties and things. Yeah, this all just became a weird Five Nights at Freddy's reference.
Briefly, we just kind of like, oh, who was that? And then someone said who it was, and then we said it.
Yeah. So, let's see a few quick questions here from the chat. We've kind of been.
We said hold your questions for the end. We are at that point now. Question away.
Let's see what the questions are. Again, you're telling that camera to question, and it's really
did not tell that camera this time.
Okay.
I actually told the space between the two cameras because I'm trying to put my eye line between the two of them so I don't look weird on either of them.
Fair enough. So what do we got? Well, let's see here. It was cool to see Redbot's voice actor.
It was cool to see Redbot's voice actor.
We recognize that Skyfire was from Metal. He was a standalone Metal Hero kind of guy. We want to see. Dustin was saying how he hopes with Lupin versus Pad Ranger that they with capture.
Yeah, and that might be a good idea because in this particular political climate, showing a show where the supposed law enforcement regularly kills the people that they're arresting,
that's not great.
Isn't going to look good. So they definitely should go an SPD route with that if they decide to adapt that series.
I mean,
Jacob does read the Power Rangers comic books.
Yes, I'm pretty well up to date. I still haven't read I still need to finish reading Pink, and I still need to read the Justice League crossover. And I think a few annual stories that I haven't gotten hold of. like the Mighty Morphin Anniversary I didn't end up getting a hold of, because I get comics direct from Boom, but I don't necessarily always get everything. So I usually and then if I realize that something's
Missing.
then I'll try and shop, and
But a lot of times
they're
it's gone
usually
by then.
gone by then.
Zachary says if they do that, they'll have to do a lot of explaining about why the Rangers are thieves. I don't think they'll have to do too much explaining. They could just go a similar way
if they do Lupat?
to Lupin Ranger, where they're like, these people have been.
They have reasons for their actions.
They have reasons for their actions. They're kind of a Robin Hood kind of group, because we don't have the same, like, what am I trying to say?
So
we don't really have to worry too much about the criminality of thieves being looked down upon too much. We all loved Ocean's 11.
Okay, so I see
as
that.
As long as we give them a good, quote unquote, good reason to steal, then it'll be easy to.
Yeah, adapt. I do still need to read that Justice League crossover. I some of it. I need to find the rest of it. Now, let's see. As far as
that's true, Ginger.
What was it? We're expecting too much from the show that
completely ignored the pirate motif.
That is true. But I think the cops and robbers business of Lupin Ranger versus Pat Ranger is probably the best way to maintain it, because that's a familiar.
But
dynamic.
I could also see them skipping that series entirely because of the sticky situation.
Oh yeah, no, it's got a lot of aspects that I could easily see them. I could see them choosing to not adapt it.
That's what I'm saying. I could see them skipping that one because of the
conflicts and also the gunfire
exactly.
stylings.
They've got very much with guns, which
but it's not actually as heavy after a while, so they might still work around that. But yeah, let's see. So
a lot of rotoscoping things into laser pellets all over again.
Somebody suggested Jiraiya is actually training under the space sheriffs from the Toei universe.
He didn't suggest it. He said that it's happening in the successor. Jiraiya's successor is training under the SpaceX sheriffs in the superhero universe.
Oh, okay, that's interesting.
That's happening, not a suggestion.
Yeah.
Japanime apparently doesn't like either of these series and is stuck doing comparisons. I kind of feel for that.
Yeah, that's a shame. I haven't seen his. I haven't
situations where we were reacting to shows we didn't want to be watching anymore.
Yeah. I mean, I'm never going to stop watching Power Rangers, realistically.
Questions about Power Ranger.
It's always going to be.
Are we answering Power Ranger questions?
Well, I guess we have been a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't know about I don't know about combining separate combinations might be interesting, but I think that at least thematically it makes the most sense for Noel to act as sort of a unifying factor.
Yes.
I don't think we'll go too. Let's not go too much into Lupat questions, though, just because this is a Power Rangers video.
And a lot of the people who are watching this probably do not watch the Lupat stuff, so they would not know what is going on.
Now there was a bit of I think so in terms of how the Rangers react to police, and this was sort of an episode about respecting authority figures.
Yes.
Which is something of a hot button topic.
Very much a hot button topic.
I feel like they largely sidestepped most of the major issues in that they just kept it rules based. Guy's a tough job. Don't make it tougher. That's as far as
they may have blundered a little bit with the space.
Oh yeah, no, he just made no sense.
He made no sense as a police allegory at all.
Yeah.
The security guard was the only good police allegory here today.
Yeah, but yeah, as far as when it comes to police work, yeah,
it's a very difficult job.
It's a difficult job. People in positions do deserve certain level of respect, in that you should not be breaking the law, especially if you're aware of it. You should try to be aware of whether or not things are
Are against
legal
the
or
rules.
illegal.
Um,
Whether
although-
things are against the rules. This was one of those things where I have no clue why Haley didn't know about that rule, considering
she had the dog.
she
there
has
for
the
it.
dog there so often, and that's such a visible violation.
Yeah.
So it seemed like a really strange choice for targeting Haley on this one.
And the other thing that
Um,
kind of is a little bit weird about the whole police allegory here is this idea that people should follow the rules, not because the rules are in place to keep any kind of order or because they make the world a better place, but because failure to follow the rules hurts the police feelings.
although actually when they were addressing it, they did address more specifically that you don't necessarily always need to know all the reasons for the rules.
But see, I'm not
which is
sure
a
about
little
that.
bit dicey.
That's dicey. You don't need to know the reasons for the rules. You just need to follow them. Gets into authoritarianism.
Yeah,
and
that's
it's
the dicey aspect.
That's a little
The
bit
thing,
dicey.
the thing is, it does make sense to. There's nothing wrong with questioning the rules.
No.
You can ask, what the reasoning
Don't
is
break
behind it.
them.
Don't break them in
But
general.
I think you should be allowed to ask, why is this a rule?
And
And you should be given a cogent answer. Because otherwise, we're just off into authoritarianism, and it's do
Yeah.
as I say because I said so.
they
And
made it
nobody
clear.
likes do as
One
I
of the
say
things they
because I
made it
said
clear
so.
was that these rules were not completely arbitrary.
Right.
He needed time to sort the recycling because otherwise the recycling center closes before a certain time and they wouldn't be able to get the recycling in.
Well, that
time.
wasn't even it wasn't that he needed time to do that.
Yeah.
It was that if they followed the rules,
He wouldn't have to.
he wouldn't have to do that. And because they don't follow the rules, now he's doing extra work that isn't even his job.
Yeah. And that's that is one of those things where it makes it makes things more difficult for other people when you're not acknowledging the rules of your society.
Like you should
now if there are rules of the society that you have explored and you believe are unjust, then absolutely you should work to change them.
absolutely.
And
then we get into various forms of civil protest and this whole other thing.
Yeah.
But one thing you don't do is just turn around and just start going, I'm gonna just stop following the rules, because if you do that, you just get arrested, wind up in jail, and maybe
there should be purpose behind that. Now, as far as
But any rule that exists, there should be an articulable reason it exists.
yeah, absolutely.
So saying you don't need to know why is weird.
As he's saying, nothing says police like a ninja costume. True.
Yeah.
So it was a weird choice on a
He
number
didn't
of
even have
counts.
like a badge or
He
anything.
had no badge. He had nothing. He had no identifier suggesting that he was a sheriff.
Nothing. Like you'd expect a
Like
sheriff's badge.
Levi
maybe?
looks more like a sheriff than he does.
This is true. The costume was very weird.
But one of the key things that I think when it comes to issues with police authority is accountability for the rules should apply to everyone.
Yes.
And
that's kind of a nice thing
I think that is something that people need to be more clear on when it comes to questioning when it comes to these conflicts regarding police and authority figures. People aren't automatically against these people because everybody recognizes it's a tough job
and you're supposed to do it.
but
The
it's
problem
also
is
a job
they're breaking
standards.
the same rules that they're supposed to be enforcing, and that's hypocritical.
Anyone who is
Which,
not
again,
following the rules, who is not appropriate to the job, should not be doing the job.
See also Victor and Monty.
Yeah.
That's where I was going with this.
Victor, this was actually a case where
Victor and Monty were a particularly good example of,
if you see someone in power is abusing power,
then they should no longer have that power.
they should no longer have that power.
As happened here, because the security guard revoked their ability to do this.
Or presumably, it seemed there was a lot of confusion in the chaos.
They were definitely
of the
in
blueberries.
trouble.
Yeah,
they were
actually
definitely in trouble.
Which is good.
And when you
They
use
should
your
be.
power, you should get in trouble.
That I think is the main thing that people seem to miss when there's protest against police. Is it's not
protest
against
against
it's
protest against abuse of power.
abuse of power, which is often something that is excused by a lot of other police. Unfortunately, there are police who abuse power, and then there are police
who don't.
who don't, but also don't hold others accountable. And then there are police who
Do try to hold
do
us
accountable, but unfortunately, that
in any
makes
given
problems for them a
jurisdiction.
lot
You
of the
don't
time.
know who's gonna win out. So sometimes
Yeah.
you hear stories where it does work out and justice is served, and sometimes you hear stories where that particular jurisdiction had too many people who made excuses, and so someone got away with what they shouldn't have.
Yeah, there were.
Then there are police who abuse power. Rangers.
Yes, because he. Yeah.
Bye, Batman.
So yeah, there was the biggest issue. There was just not a cohesive logic behind these characters to make this episode gel. I think that there was something.
There was a theme
to what was going on here, but it felt very disjointed because of the way these characters. Because of the way these characters were introduced and utilized throughout the episode, it was. It's hard to even say bad or good. Just sort of, I was constantly struggling to kind of make sense of what I was watching, which is, I guess, that's a bad thing. You should not be struggling to make sense of what you're watching, especially when you're watching a children's show.
Or the media that's a problem when it comes to this. Are you saying the media are the ones who are letting the police off the hook?
No. So yeah, we're getting a little bit into some stuff with current events. I wouldn't say that it's a me. I would say that it is.
It's a selective.
I mean, there's a certain sensationalism in general with the media, but I think that it is still important to report on abuses of power as a means of holding people accountable. That is a case of media actually performing their function. Now, when they sensationalize things, when they overlook certain things in favor of others, yeah, that's
bad.
Questionable judgment. But in terms of actually holding people accountable to actions that they've taken, I think that's important.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes it's the only justice anyone gets, because then,
Yeah, sometimes
somebody gets a really good lawyer or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, like, at this point, for example, to go in a completely different direction, I think we pretty much all agreed at this point that Bill Cosby is a terrible person.
Fair enough.
But he's not going to go to jail over it because the statute of limitations has expired. So expose the only justice available. And that's...
Didn't he go to trial?
I don't think so.
I thought he went to... Now I'm losing track of... Because you know what? Let's not get into it. If we're not well informed enough on it, we should not be talking about it.
I think you're the one who's not well informed, but okay.
I think you're the one who's not well informed. So therefore, we together are not well informed enough to talk about it.
Okay.
Because I'm fairly sure there was something going on with the trial.
Yeah, he's not going to jail. He certainly wasn't convicted.
Fair enough. But I don't think that the statute of limitations was up. Otherwise, I don't think that there would have been, like...
Fair enough.
Yeah. Anyway. So... Swing back to this episode.
There's never any information so dangerous that it shouldn't be shared.
That is not entirely true. National security.
Aside from that. Aside
yeah.
from national security. Obviously,
I mean, you've
watched
plenty of Criminal Minds too. You know that when there are investigations ongoing, anything leaked could potentially tamper with an investigation.
But hiding the shortcomings of your leaders doesn't help.
Yeah, exactly. But I realize we have gone off on a little bit of a tangent. Anything else regarding this?
Yeah, Peter Sidarso said this season would push the development of Victor and Monty, but it doesn't seem like anything's changed.
True. Yeah, I'm not really. I haven't.
That's true.
Yeah. I haven't really seen any changes to Victor and Monty's character. This episode was actually, as far as them, they were perfectly in character.
That was right back to what you'd expect.
Like honestly, with the exception of the blueberry business, this could easily have been a Bulk and Skull style plot.
Quite easily.
from before they became
I-
junior police patrollers.
Don't understand why they
if
had to throw
this
that
could have been-
blueberry thing in there.
They really like to treat this show like it's a cartoon.
But
It's
the thing
strange.
is, it isn't just a cartoon. It's a direct, you know.
Oh yeah, it's a direct lift of Willy Wonka, but it's also just they
But
have
did they
this
think
very
anyone
strange
wouldn't know it was a
cartoonish
direct lift
approach
from Willy
to
Wonka, or
Ninja
did they
Steel.
think that people would think it was funny because it's a homage, or
Maybe a little bit of both. I guess they thought it would be funny because it's an homage. I think that's the only rationale I have there.
it didn't work?
Not so much. But also just there's an approach to the storytelling that in general can work better in cartoons than they would with live action. This is very much written as if it is a cartoon for the most part. A lot of episodes of Ninja Steel and Super Ninja Steel, they kind of got away from it for a little while, but the cartoon nature of it is back and forth as of last week and this week, where it's these exaggerated character traits, these characters who drop and just act like it was there because it's just wacky universe.
It's a Howling reference.
And a reference to The Howling. I believe that was a werewolf movie.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're trying the referential humor thing, but we're not getting it.
I mean,
Yes.
there's just a number of things where
The thing with referential humor is you have to reference it without being too on the nose. This was
Fair
too
enough.
on the nose.
Yeah, I bet.
If they had maybe if they'd inflated into orange,
Yeah, that would have been, I think, funny.
that would have been funnier.
It's
Because
still,
it would have been homage.
it was still
but they
very
wouldn't have
strange.
been blueberries.
Also, like they looked like plums. They were giant blueberries. Why were they giant blueberries? That's a red flag right there. Also,
They weren't actually giant blueberries. It was astronaut food.
they were asked, why is this kid working on astronaut food? What is this school where is everybody a genius at this school?
Well, that would explain the school. I mean, it's way cleaner. Their stuff is way newer. Everything.
I feel public school. Like this is some sort of weird charter school.
Yeah, with a lot of money too.
Which actually, come to think of it, that would explain a lot.
This is a weird charter school.
Like.
But how are Mickey and Monty not expelled yet?
Money. Weird charter school.
Oh, yeah.
Like, let's face it, Victor's probably rich.
Yeah, his parents are probably donors.
And
yeah, exactly, Daniel. Charter
and
high
Monty
schools.
is
Monty is a genius.
He is and shouldn't be. And Sarah invents things that shouldn't be, and they're treated as normal.
Hoverboard.
And now random other student just made a giant blueberry as astronaut space food.
That turns you into Violet Beauregard.
So suddenly I'm realizing Sarah and Monty are not actually exceptions in this school. This is just how the school is.
The school is. Yeah, Victor's there
And all of a
because
sudden,
he's rich, and Monty's there because he's a crazy genius.
And you know what? I could believe Sarah would fail a math test at a genius school.
Yeah, that would explain Sarah failing the math test.
And Monty failing a math test.
Because it's a genius school.
They could all actually, I mean, they're clueless about normal, but they could actually all be geniuses.
It's no different than Billy's Wacky Tech. Yeah, but Billy's Wacky Tech was in Billy's garage.
And Billy was very genius. He was an exception to everything going on.
Now, we thought that was the deal with Sarah and Monty, but if other kids in the school are making Violet Beauregard plums, maybe this is a whole school of Billies.
This is like that current Spider-Man cartoon with Horizon High, where everybody's making crazy inventions.
College prep academy?
Yeah, like...
Wasn't every high school supposed to be preparing for college?
No, they're high schools that are college prep schools.
Don't look at me, man. I went to public school.
I know, but the idea is that these are schools you go to get to prestigious schools. You gain prestige from going. We both went to. We were both good students at good high schools, but there are schools that you go to get to Ivy schools without necessarily being the best
You might have
student.
been a good student at a good high school, but I was a good student. Not so great high school.
Your high school was all right, from my understanding.
That's not a rumor, Jam.
Yeah, it reported
Confirmed.
that Sarah's actress
Sarah's
is
actress is
5 months pregnant.
5 months pregnant. She's got a bun.